up a chair and let's chill. Let's party, let's talk and let's build. Yeah, alright, let's talk over drinks.
Back, Talks Over Drinks, Corey Fogier, my partner, the guy, Markel Prines, as always. We just had Mike Dickinson step off. We're going to stay on the whole political thing. I'm a political nerd. You know what I'm saying? I got my Stars and Stripes socks. You know what I'm saying? On for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Next guest. The whole reason there's a Talks Over Drinks is because of this next guest. This next guest was my mentor in Toastmasters International from 2006 to 2014.
Damn, yeah.
It's a long time.
Oh, 2016, about, at least. Yeah.
Nah, because I wasn't in.
Because that's when we first started, and that's when I met.
2016. So the whole point of Talks Over Drinks is because this gentleman was sowing a seed. I didn't even know what I was doing at Toastmasters. Taught me about public relations, gave me to the Libertarian Party, has now led me to the Republican Party. I'm doing all kinds of stuff. But 8th District City Council candidate Regie Ford.
Regie Ford, City Council, 8th District, Regie Ford. You heard?
Oh man, look at you.
Oh, hold up. That's right. How you doing,
Regie
man?
Ford, man, man.
Oh, man.
Hold up, we gotta put the
Oh
logo.
yeah, put the sign up, put the
business,
logo. Official. He doing his own stuff. He doing his own.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
See, that's what you need, a proactive candidate. Look, you putting it up
Regie
yourself.
Ford, 8th District City Council.
That's what we do, baby. Yo, I love it. I love it.
Man, you know this
man.
you responsible for this whole production, sir.
Man, I
Our
appreciate
first
it.
guest.
Yeah, if it was you was our first guest, first show 2016.
You know what? I appreciate the pats on the back, but you know, you guys inspired me so much. Corey and I started back at SunTrust on the 6th floor.
Plantation. What's it? The banking cartel.
Yeah, we was in the banking cartel. And, you know, we just connected. You know, when you see good people,
That's right.
you just connect. We didn't see any words. He had the locks down here.
Yup.
My
you
joints
still
was
got
like, I
your
cut, but I
joints?
didn't cut mine. My joints.
Shout out Richmond Police Department, because that's why I cut my locks. Although I did not finish the police academy, I still cut my locks, son.
So, yeah, so it's amazing what you all doing, man. And you know what I like the most about it is pure. It's authentic. The people want to hear everything. You just had Mike Dickinson on. Me and Mike go back a ways because of the Richmond Crusade for Voters. We don't see eye to eye.
Shout out to Richmond Crusade for Voters.
We don't. Yeah, you were in the Crusade. He was my secretary in the Crusade for Voters. I was the president. Mike and I don't see eye to eye on everything, but we can go have a drink. We always maintain that. And I think, just me personally, I'm not endorsing anybody because I'm trying to get in office myself.
Understood.
But in order to form something, you have to have some sort of contrast. Everybody can't go along to get along.
That's right.
So I just wanted to say that, but thank you all on that. Now, I know you all and put that out, got this on the video. I already know how everybody's going to do. They're going to twist my words up, and they're going to say, man, he up there supporting the Republican Mike Dickinson. I already know it's going to happen. I already know what's going to happen. But we do need to make sure when you are in politics and you're talking with people, you want to make sure the person that you're going against, they are saying authentically what they believe, and so you can have an honest dialogue. That's all. We ain't got to agree on everything. It's not personal.
So, Toastmasters International started you. What did you learn from Toastmasters? Where has it brought you on your journey? And why are you running for city council?
So, I'm going to answer that last question first, why I'm running for city council.
Okay.
We're in the 8th district now. I moved to Richmond over 20 years ago. My first job was 2300 Jefferson Davis Highway. The only thing that has happened in those 20 years is that they painted the fire department. Everything else looks the same.
Wow.
Prostitutes, same ones got older. Drug dealers, same ones got older. Son doing it now. Grass grew high. I'm just keeping it. Hey, either you gonna vote for me because who I am. So that's how I live on Hall Street. I'm gonna give you a funny example. So I live on Hall Street, and I had some guys passing out my flyers. So a lady called me the other day and she said, "Oh, you put the flyer in my on my mailbox." And you know, I'm being gracious. She said, "That's illegal." It's not illegal to put it on it, but it's illegal to put it in it. So I'm talking. She said, "And I don't want you to put anything on my doorstep, or I don't want you to put anything on my doors." And she said, "Because my neighborhood is bad and I hear gunshots every night." I said, "You must stay on Stockton Street. I live on Hall Street, so we hear the same gunshots." Right. I said, "So that's why you need to vote for me, because we hear the same gunshots every night. And it's a shame that you're afraid that somebody come up." But I understand. Right. I feel that, you know, you don't want somebody coming up because of the neighborhood. That's right. And it's horrible. So that's why Toastmasters has done so much for me. Let me tell you why. You know, I ran for the 71st, like you ran for Senate against Jennifer McCullough. Mm-hmm. So I ran for House of Delegates. And I always share with people, had it not been for Toastmasters, I would not have the ability to get up there and talk and do that. Like this interview with you all, I have no idea what the question is going to be. So I can handle that. But prior to Toastmaster, you're nervous. You don't know what they're going to say. Oh my God, if I'm going to get it. If I don't, you ask me a question, I don't know. You know, that's what it is. It allowed me to understand how businesses are run. I sit on the board for Toastmasters, and I share this with people a lot. Richmond has 9 districts. Toastmasters has 14. I was the region I ran 1 district. Toastmasters has over 350,000 people. Richmond has over 220-some thousand people. The city council is set up exactly like the board I was on. Day one, only thing you got to do is show me where the light switch at, because I'm going to be ready to go on day one. Yes, sir. And that's what we need. We need someone, my thing is bold transformation. You know, bold transformation. You can't be afraid of change, and you have to go and make change. I heard Mike say it, and I heard a bunch of people say it. I'm going to say it a little differently. Richmond is dismal. It's horrible. I know you don't like me saying that, Richmond people. I know you don't like that, but it's the truth. Be told. And we have to address the issue. Again, Mike and I don't agree on everything, but we do agree that Richmond needs help. And I'm running against, most people don't say their opponent's name. I'm running against Reva, and I'm running against Amy. I'm running against Reva because she's the incumbent. Oh, and you got to say something about Reva. Say something. It's something to hold a seat for 16 and 17. So somebody likes you. Right. So you got to give her that. Somebody likes you. So she has it. I don't agree with the way the district looks. Amy's new, and I give Amy applaud for stepping out there, because when you're in politics, even though she ain't got to the worst part yet, but when you're in politics, everything is fair game. They coming at you, they're hard, they're going to say stuff, and you got to be tough. And you can't be, not saying Amy is, I don't want to start no war with her, but you have to be able to stand on here. Everybody in the room can say A, but you really believe it's B, you got to get up and say it's B. You have to say it's B. Don't say, well, I'm going to vote A, but I really believe it's B. You know, let them know. I mean, just be strong. I know you don't have to be controversial on everything, but let me calm down. Ask me another question. Y'all get me off wired up.
You know how this goes. We're going to give you free reign. Yeah. Right. The question I have, Mike was talking about taxes. What's your perspective on what needs to be done so that Richmond looks less dismal? Because if Reva's been in office for 16 years and it's looked the same since you came to Richmond.
No, you misquoted me. I said the fire department was painted.
Yeah, painted. That was the only thing.
The fire department has been painted.
I mean, if the only thing that happened is the fire department's been painted, then that's dismal. What day one Regie Ford City Council 8th District, what's going to be the thing that you do hitting the ground running?
So, very good question. And remind me to talk about the taxes, because you did bring that up a little bit. You have to change the people, you have to change the environment. You have to change the environment to change the community. and this was big in New York. They did it. They got something called the broken window theory, and that means you got to go around and fix these dilapidated, whether anybody in there or not, cut the grass, fix the dilapidated house, clean up stuff, so it's less likely for someone to go in there and do some mischievous stuff. So you have to do that. And I'm telling you, it's going to sound so elementary, but it's you can ask any psychologist in the world. We need to clean up the trash. I was picking up trash for I came. When I text you and say, hey, when what I'm gonna be at 5:45. You have to pick up the trash. You have to clean up the streets. You actually have to plant flowers. If you go to First District, you see trees and stuff. You go to Henrico, you see trees, Chesterfield, you see that. Why we have to live on dirt roads and beer cans and use condoms in the street? When you see that all the time, you think like that. The kids see that all the time. They think that. And you know it's a badge of honor. Oh, you ain't hard, man. I'm from so-and-so. You think that. Yeah, the prostitute. Yeah, it's cool until you get grown. And now your homeboy you went to school with, he's the one standing on the corner. You're like, man, I went to school with him. Look at him now. So it's a perpetual cycle of going with everything. Now, you talked about the taxes. I do not, and I fervently believe we do not need to raise our taxes. Now, I know the talk. Mike said the tobacco taxes or something like that. Actually, it was a cigarette tax. I think if they're going to do that, first of all, it's a regressive tax because most poor people who smoke cigarettes, so they're the ones smoking cigarettes. Their money going to pay for stuff in the city, but they are not reaping the benefits. No grocery store, no banks, no pharmacy, walking up and down the street. So they're paying for the other districts to have all these luxuries because our current city council person had not got in and fought about it. Think about it. When I stayed downtown, which was the 6th district, and you remember how the bottom, around 2009, 10, everybody was shooting, have a nice day, cafe. It was just crazy.
Right.
But they cleaned that up.
Right.
But they can't clean up the 20. Old Dog said, that's Men's Society, either they don't know or they don't care. Which one is it?
Right.
You know, man, y'all got me fired up, man. Man, I'm telling you.
Question?
Well, I got a question. Of course, I'm not that big into the politics. When I look at it, kind of make my head hurt sometimes thinking about what's going on. But I'm gonna make a statement and ask a question.
Okay.
I'm gonna take it back to when we first met, and I'm gonna take it back to what you just said about changing your environment. This is one of the reasons why you have my support. If I could vote for you in this area, I don't live in this area, I would, because I've seen and I understand your character. One of the things that you said about changing a person's environment, that's something that I can actually relate to, and I know for a fact that you're a proponent of that and you believe in that because you changed my environment.
Appreciate that.
And that was from a mental standpoint. Before I started doing this, I wasn't into public speaking. And when we met at Toastmasters, I gave a speech, random. My brother Corey put me on the spot. I came to visit.
Icebreaker.
Yeah, icebreaker. I'm sitting there just as a guest, sitting there like, okay. And he calls me up to the stage, and I was so nervous. And I told you afterwards that I was so nervous. I remember putting my hand on the podium, and I'm tall. I'm 6'8", so the podium came up right here. It wasn't blocking nothing. I had my hand on the podium. I lifted it. My hands were sweaty. The podium was sweaty. And I said, man, I don't think I did a good job. And you told me, you said, I didn't see it. I didn't notice. I didn't know you was nervous. You did great. And that changed my environment. So from that day forward, it allowed me to come on and do this, something that I would never have done before. So for that, I understand the power of, changing the environment and having a strong leader, mentor, somebody that can help you do that. So if he can do it on a small scale, and like you said, Toastmasters is kind of a replicated system from the government. So you already know how organizations work. You already know how to deal with people, inspire, motivate, reach out in the community. You've already helped a person such as myself coming from my background to elevate. So I know you can do it for the masses. So that's why you would have my support in that aspect. And you should have everybody in Richmond and the 8th district, 9th district, wherever you want to go into whatever levels you want to reach. You should have their support. I want to talk about, just real quick, and get off the politics for a second, is your entrepreneurial aspects. Now, you're into politics, but you're also an entrepreneur, and you understand what it is to, be in that real estate game, which is something that I'm very interested in. So if you want to touch on that, like what are you doing helping people with buying their first homes? Because I saw a couple of ads and commercials, and I saw a woman basically praising you, saying, hey, thank you. You helped me get my first house and everything. So I want you to talk about that process and how you got into that.
So I have a passion for that as well. And I've always thought, when I was a young kid, if you own land or if you own your own house, that's a little more toward freedom, because we're not free. As much as you think you are, we're not. But that's a little more toward freedom. And back in the days, they used to have it if you, and this was for black and white people, if you wasn't a landowner, you couldn't even vote, so that was black and white back in the day. So I always thought that you should do that. So I got involved with it, and I got into the part where it said low to moderate income. And once I got involved with it, I saw that people who were on Section 8, and I'm going to come back to Section 8 for a moment. It's going to shock a lot of people what I say about that. But on Section 8, who can purchase homes, people who are not making $30, $40, $50 an hour, they can purchase a home. I mean, there are so many different programs. There are down payment assistance programs out there that can help people, but we just don't know about it.
Right.
Wow.
So what I used to sit on a board at SunTrust. It was called Fostering Home Ownership. And this is something that opened my eyes and everybody on that board. We were trying to help people move into homes. But we found out they didn't have bank accounts. They didn't know how to budget, the credit. It was a whole litany of things before you even get to home ownership.
Right.
So we said, we got to lead a home ownership here, and we need to address these whole litany of things. Same thing we need to do with the 8th District. We need to address a whole bunch of things. That's why and I'm going to hit politics. I'm going to come back. That's what everybody always said, Reggie, what do you do when you get in the office? We got to change the mindset first.
Wow.
You can put
Yes, sir.
you can put anybody in here to run it. And another thing Mike said, and I'm a proponent of this, throwing money at the problem is not going to fix the problem. You
Yes.
cannot. And I don't believe we need to raise taxes. It's a trick. Richmond taxes are $1.20, but they hadn't. And I'm gonna tell you what the trick is. And this is funny. This is what I hate about politics. You have to know what's going on, and they trust us as politicians to be honest and tell them. Right. So Richmond rate is $1.20. It's higher than anybody else except Petersburg. But we hadn't raised it in 12 years, so that sounds good. What 12 years it was higher. Actually, it's gone down. It was like $2 and something. But it seems good. Like, wow, it's only $1.20, and they hadn't raised it in 10 or 12 years. Let me tell you where the trick comes in. Remember Mike said his property tax went up 14%? Yeah. They raised the value of his house. They didn't raise the rate. So you're like, woo, the rate is still $1.20.
Yeah.
But
so from $100,000.
So you had a $100,000 house.
Yeah.
And next year they say it's worth 120, but they didn't raise your rate.
Wow.
And you said they didn't raise the rate, but my taxes went up because they said that
the percentage.
Exactly. That's the trick. So that's the stuff. That's all the little nuances. That's the stuff that frustrates. I'm gonna give you one more example. Then I'm gonna let y'all ask. I don't even know if I even answered your question because I didn't got off the houses and got on something else.
Hey, that's all right. See,
so
that's how it goes.
Like this, and we did this when I was the president of the Richmond Crusade for Voters. For example, like we have this referendum out now, the veterans and about the redistricting. Nobody knows what that stuff is. They put all the jargon on there and they go vote A, go vote A, go vote B, go vote whatever. Excuse me. When I was in the Crusade for Voters, the president, we made the politicians come in and tell us exactly what it was, what it meant. There are so many people going to go to the poll and vote, and they're going to see those referendums on there and won't have a clue what they are, because no one explained it, and they got all this crazy political lawyer jargon in there and you don't understand it.
Yes, sir.
We got to teach our people. We got to educate our people. We got to make sure, we got to be in the streets. We got to be down. So when the person see me in the street, well, y'all see me. I'm out. I'm everywhere. I'm not the typical politician. You're going to see me with a cigar. You're going to see me with a drink.
Yep.
But you also going to see me doing what I'm supposed to do in the district. You're going to see me when you call me and say we got to get something done. You're going to see me speaking up for you on city council. So I get so passionate about it. Now I'm going to say something. I hope it doesn't hurt me. Somebody said, well, Reggie, what if you don't get in? I said, I'm not going to take my ball and go home. I'm going to still keep fighting in the neighborhood.
Yep.
Now, I don't want y'all to say, well, we don't vote on me, still going to help us out. I still need to be in the office.
Get out there.
But I'm not going to take my ball and go home. I'm still going to be picking up trash. I'm still going to be talking to people. If you watch my videos on Facebook, you saw me talking to the homeless people.
Yes, sir.
You saw me talking to neighbors. You saw me shooting a video with the water shooting up out of the streets. You saw me riding down the street with the car. So that's me. That's part of my MO. That's my DNA. Blame it on my mama. She the one did it.
Hey.
Listen, Regie Ford, 8th District City Counsel, former Richmond Crusade for Voters President, Toastmasters International, everything.
Yep.
Toastmasters is what laid the foundation.
Absolutely
For y'all
right.
that don't know, Toastmasters.org. He about to get the bull. I thought you was about to go
No.
with the bull.
I got it out the way. No, I'm letting you go with the roll. I'm appreciating the accolades.
Basic bottom line, these are the people you need to check up on social media. They're going to reach back out to you. This is Talks Over Drinks. Regie Ford, 8th District, City Council, Richmond, Markel Prines, Corey Folkenye. Cheers.
Hi, I'm Regie Ford. I'm running for City Council in the 8th District.
And I'm standing in the 8th District.
I look forward to meeting each and every one of you. Accountable representation with bold transformation. It's extremely important that we go out and vote in all elections. But I want to make sure that we understand locally here in our home. It's about the seniors, the youth, and a better quality of life. Never outdone, always outdoing. Vote Regie Ford, November the 3rd.
Hey, all right, let's talk over drink.
Talks over drinks. Talks over drinks. We can have a conversation. You can say what you think. I'm 40 plus and still rocking to this hip hop beat. Bring it live and direct right here from Broad Street. I pray that my lyrics do find you well. Cause it's me, MSB, and a guy named Markel. The White Jason, you know he fan. Invite indie musicians. Coming straight slam. I got swerving beat sounds on the ones and twos. And together, united, we gon' bring it to you. We the RVA Rap Pack crew. So take your pick, Comcast or YouTube. No disrespect, I don't mean to be rude, but these other talk shows can't do what we do. I stay with the lyrics, some call me Dread Dude. Difference of opinion should not be called sin. Tell the truth, yo Dread, where you been? Invest a few minutes, I hope you tune in, yo. Politics, economics, education. These are topics across the whole entire nation. Keep it 100, we gon' talk about them, yo. Bring your kids, tell your mama and a friend, yo, it's Toast Over Drinks. Toast Over Drinks. We can have a conversation. You can say what you think.
Let's talk over drink. Pull up a chair and let's chill. Let's party, let's talk and let's build. Alright, let's talk over drink. We over here keeping it real, saying exactly how we feel. Come on, let's talk over drink. Pull up a chair and let's chill. Let's party, let's talk and let's build. Alright, let's talk over drink.